Uh, Okay, I'll just pasting couple of ZBrush videos from YouTube, and which is like you can use it, and it will help you how to sculpt and all. Well, this is something you can do it later also, but just for your help, I have sorted a couple of videos. You can check, go through these videos and check and develop a basic understanding how this entire sculpting works. And ZBrush is initially it might seem very intimidating, but it's very easy. It's not that difficult. Our only thing is you need to understand the like volume, surface, and how this entire interface works. So you can see male head and female head. Female structures are a bit complicated to create as compared to male structure, because male they have like all the shape and forms are bit more like defined. You have difference between two surface like prominent difference, but in female you have subtle difference, like subtle surface volume differences, and which is very difficult to create. So you need a lot of practice to achieve that. So you can see male skull shape and female skull shape. Female skull shape is more little bit oval, and male this head is a little bit wide and more rounded. So there's a basic difference. Like there's lots you can see with this. They have defined angles also. It's 90 degrees, 60 degree, plus minus. Like there's obviously like each and every human is not same, so they are like few difference, but these are like standard. Like males they widen front forehead part is around 90 degree from the center, and female forehead is around 60 degree from the center. Then you have the basic structure. You can see this all these shapes. You can see your like butt shape and female structure, male structure, how everything works. Your navel, male, female is different. Body structure, volume wise difference. Then you can see this particular chart is very important. You can see it specifically specifies neck, longer neck. It can be in male and female both. Smaller forehead, it can be male and female both. Bigger hands, it can be for male and female both. But narrower and high waist, it's in only in female. Male waist are lower. So you can see they specify this is a female symbol, this is a male symbol. So you can identify this is only for female. Then a higher thigh, rounded thigh, this is for female. Male thighs are more structured, and it's a little bit lower as compared to the female. Then legs are a little bit slimmer, gradually it becomes slimmer, so it's like it's same. Then you can say you can identify all this structure and check. This shoulders are a little bit wider in males, females a little bit narrower. So you can identify all these things and what is the basic difference between male and female structure. And these things are basics. This is, I hope, like you guys had anatomy classes and all, so you might have basic idea already. So just go through this entire book. This will like help you a lot. And this is, you can see basic. It also shows you shows you how to pose your character, now how to make it interesting, because you can see this kind of straight figure, it doesn't look very interesting. It looks very flat and very like odd. If you pose it nice, because see there's a line of action. This entire force of the body on this leg, on the right leg, and left leg is a little bit relaxed. So if you angle it properly, you can see this until till your this crouch area, it's straight. Then you have this, you see angles from your rib, then shoulder and neck and head is like opposite to that. So it creates basically creates interest. So you have to break the symmetry. If everything looks symmetrical, it's not very interesting. Similarly, you can see all the classic sculptures. You can see the structure wise, it looks so nice, looks so interesting. All this flat structure doesn't look that interesting, that good. If you have this kind of little bit dynamic, because when you present something, like finally, initially you create a character in T pose or A pose, but initially that is fine. But after that, before presenting, you have to pose it, and we can do it in Max Maya or in ZBrush. You can do that. So make sure you need to have a nice line of action. It should be interesting. Then basic structure, how this entire structure flows. You can see it creates kind of this kind of S kind of effect. like front, it's going outside, then inside, then outside, then inside. It's kind of a wave for front side also, from side also. You can see everywhere it follows in basic structure. So basic structure, you can see this particular pose. You can see five poses they have defined. And so like head is small, a red box, blue box, green box, and how to create and how to structure those. So twist, turn, you can see. Then basic posture of our body. Chest is little bit outside, hip is little bit backward, head is in the center. You can say head is in the center of the body, because our head basically inside our ear, this is a little bit like scientific, inside our ear we have this balancing mechanism of our entire body. So it's in the center, or center, it always will be aligned with the center of the center of the body, so we can balance ourselves properly. So like either if you move your head outside, you have to move your pelvic area a little bit inside. So then only you can balance it. You have to always counterbalance your body. So you can see this is how like everything is defined in his body, like scale wise, size wise, like your thickness of your chest is one head, thickness of your this pelvic area is zero point 0.7 head. And these are not 100% accurate, but these are like basic standard. So you can manipulate those things, play around those things little bit. You can move things, so because you have like thin man or a fat woman, all those things you have. So it will be like vary from person to person. So but these are standard. Then you can see from front side pose, your rib cage is width is 1.2 head, your hip is again 1.2 head, you can see your width of the like head, ear to ear, is point 0.7 head. So all these measurements you should know, should learn. And you can see in this you have basic structural form also. So you can just simply trace out this shape and create a 3D model. Suppose you are confused how to create this 3D model, you just simply block out this section in 3D like in Max, and you can achieve those volume very easily. So like you see, their structural shape, chest, then you have shoulder, arms, abdomen, all those things, and then how to convert that into topology. So everything is there, because this is how you block out. This is basically called block out. When you block out, when you start modeling like any character, first stage is blocking out. Block out, you can do it in ZBrush, or you can do it in Max or Maya or Blender or any other software. So first step is blocking out. Then you like first you add this mass, this volume, then you block out the entire shape structure, then gradually you refine it and add geometric topology, correct the topology according to the muscle. So you can see, and you can see the structure, how this entire structure works. Chest is a little bit outwards, headed up and straight. Like this curve should be there, otherwise it will look very unnatural. And you can see you have all this volume as well, like shoulder part this volume, this your chest part this volume, your waist part this volume, then you have all those volumes as well for male and female. So if you suppose you are stuck somewhere, you can refer this particular chart and correct those shape for that particular region. Like suppose you mess up your shoulder by mistake, because this today we're going to start characters like a humanoid. So these are basics and this will be intro. So you need to understand all these things very specifically, and these are something like thumb rule you need to know, and you need to understand all these volume structure, entire muscle flow, entire your human muscle flow. If even it's a quadruped, suppose this is a human character to biped, right? Biped means two like anything walks on two legs, that's biped, and anything walks on three legs is a quadruped. So suppose it's become a quadruped, the muscle structure will be the same. The shape and volume will change, but the muscle structure will be the same, because that's how our this all this bones, muscles, and all those things work. Because you need to have those connecting points, joints, and muscles on all those rotary mechanism, how to make it work. So make sure understand this muscle, because we have lots of muscles. Yes, the character. This you can see in this particular page. You can 2027 page. You can read each and every muscle name is mentioned here. Like for the upper torso part, backside also you can see there are 25 muscles, and and the front side you have 17 muscles. So no, if you know all the names for each and every muscle, that's like more than welcome. That's highly appreciated. If you don't know, that is also fine. But you should understand the muscle structure, and you should know there is a muscle. That's the most important thing. You should know there is a muscle, connecting muscle, or there is a like muscle underlying there, and to for the functionality. You should know that. Rest, like if you don't know the name, it still works, but you should know the volume and function of that muscle. Then this is like abdomen. You can see this is this is your abs and all those muscles, and plus your skin thickness, fibers, everything is mentioned here. Then you can see structure, entire structure, the way you stretch, twist, and turn, how it works. You can see your abs are not flat squares. These are rounded. They have each and every ab portion is different. They are separate. They are different. They are like little bit different from one another, and scale wise, size wise, volume wise, it's different everywhere. You can see one, two, three, and fourth one is go inside your chest. So when you stretch your body, it basically stretch your chest as well, because it's connected to your chest. So you need to understand those basic structural form. Then again you have, like if you move your hand, how all this is relaxed, and this is like you have uplifted lifted hand. So how this all this deltoid and chest muscle and all everything works, like backside, like same muscle, how all these muscles connect together, because based on these muscles you have to create the skin, because end of it will be creating the outer skin only. But the outer skin will have a lot of deformation, lot of surface deformation or dent or dimples, all those things will be there, and those will be based on your muscles. If there is a cavity, there will, if there's like there's no muscle, there's only a skin, that skin will be loose. If there's a strong muscle, the skin will be really tight and flat. So all those things we need to understand. Basic structure from a top, you can see top view. Then like these are like all muscles, you can just like go check everything how this muscle works. Thickness, you can see like this is thin, this is like somewhere in between, and this is a bit muscular. So how the muscle, you can see bone will be the same, only the muscle volume will change. So bone you cannot change. Bone is something you cannot modify, cannot change. Like bone is almost similar in everybody, almost similar but not same, almost similar. But muscle and skin formation will be different. So all those muscles, fibers, how they connect, and everything is mentioned here. Make sure double check this, and how your body accumulate fat, and how which part where, and everything is mentioned. So cross check plus volume, your structure, your shape, everything is mentioned in this book. And double check this, how this all these forms works. Double check this book is like something like very good. Like in my entire like this 10, 12, 11, 12 years, this is the best book I came across. And this will something like, because we previously we used to have books for artists with photographs and sketches, but this books specifies sketches, photographs, plus 3D geometry and volume as well. That is something very important for us. If you, because if you have the exact shape, volume of that surface, suppose you know this chest area is like consists of multiple muscles, but this is a one surface. So you have one surface, shoulder bone, this is your collarbone, then you have this deltoid, your shoulder bone plus muscle. So three different surfaces, so you can understand those and create those very easily. So just go check all the things. You can see all, you can read. This is the exact shape, and this muscle is created top of it. So you can see, read it, and depend upon your angle or posture, muscle how it contracts, how it expands. Everything is there. You can see rounded. This is neck to rib. How this rib this muscle connects to a rib. So all those things are mentioned very nicely. So I think you have this, like you can see this, like this is not the correct topology, but this is just to make you understand how each and every shape is different. So like if even if it's entirely one skin, but you will have this slight volume depression. You can see, you can identify there's a rib. Okay, I see those rib. Then you have this wing area. Then you have this, like this rib cage, this cavity. Everything you can see. So we can, each and every part is separate. So this is like basic structure. So go through this this book structure, and like this is something, like you see, like butt shape. It's bit different. So this is bit complicated. This looks easy. This is bit complicated. I have seen lots of people, they mess up this. So practice and understand all shape and volume, and you can see this is like a standard male body from front side. If suppose you are fat, the structure, like structure will be the same. The inner structure is will be the same no matter what. Only the outside mass, that volume will change. Like suppose you are like fat, you have like belly. So this, what will happen, the entire body structure, it will based upon your muscle. Like wherever you have bones, like the shoulders, those area you won't get fat. So you will your body will accumulate fat where belly area, lower back, like thighs. Those area it will, chest. Those area it will accumulate fat, and it will basically you have gravity. Because of gravitational force, it will uh, hang, and this like gravitational force will be there. So it will like hang down. So those things will be there. So basic structure will be the same. So you can see little bit chain is this loose. Then you have the double chain. Then you have all this thing loose, but basic structure is different. And plus you can see, based on their body structure, their posture also change, because there are lots of weight on the front and side. Just to counterbalance it, you can see this back side a little bit arched. Reason, because there are a lot of weight on the back and front. So just to balance it, your body automatically adjusts according to that. Like male, female, same thing. You can see that this is a scan. So body structure, how it works. These are scans. So just go through all this and everything. So you have all muscle flow and how all everything works. So make sure double check everything. Structure, and in an adult and in a teenager and in a child, I guess this, you guys already know there is a proportion difference. There is a huge proportion difference. Like you can see, like for a child, like you can see below the age of 12, they usually six head of their entire body is usually six head. Like proportionately, their head is bigger as compared to their body. While in teenager, it's around seven head, like one head extra, but in adult it's around 7.5, 8 or 9. Like, and usually for heroic characters, like suppose you have Superman or you have Hulk is around 12 and a half or something. But Superman, you have 9.5 or 10.5, or like that kind of, their body is elongated, head is small, body is elongated. So like superheroes, you have bit longer, taller body. Like supermodels, you can check their body proportion is around 9.5, 10.5. And nowadays, like whenever you're creating superheroes or maybe super heroic character, they're around 8.5, 9.5 at least. Like a standard human around 7.5 and 8.5, eight, standard human, like adult male or female. But if you are like this thing, superhero characters or heroic characters, because just to make them stand out, you make them elongated, that posture and all those things, you increase the proportion, you make them elongated, so those things will be a little bit different. So add those things, you see this, all this proportion chart, everything is there. And then comes the most important part, your bone structure. Because if you don't understand your bone structure, you, it will be very difficult to create your entire muscles. Because if they, because see, like suppose I'll give you an example. You have this eye cavity, you have the eye cavity, the nose cavity. These area, if you don't understand that, then it will be very difficult to match the size. Because suppose your eye size is basically 1/5 of your entire head width. So those things you need to understand and learn. So if you don't understand like how to create, like, what will be the size of my eyes, what will be size of my nose, all those things you need to know. And if you know the cavity, there's a cavity, that means there will be loose skin will be little bit loose. If there's a like skin bone underneath, then that skin will be tight and firm. So those things you need to understand. And you can see all those cavity, how all those cavity are filled with muscles. You can see like this number 5, you can see this this muscle, I know the muscle, huh? This is number temporal this you can see this side cavity, you have temporal muscle, this side cavity. So usually we have this hollow, there's a dent in our skull, but if you touch it, you can feel if you touch your own head, you can feel there's a cavity, but it's filled with a muscle and skin. So those things you need to understand, because this nose part is entirely muscle and cartilage. You have a bone just near to your eyes, like 1/3 of your nose is bone, rest everything is cartilage and bone muscle. So those things you need to learn. Then how many, there's like five, you can see more, like around eight muscles are there on your neck to control your entire neck, how to how they operate, how they move, everything. Because these two like you can see these two muscles are very important. If you don't know these two, it will be very difficult for you to create a human character or humanoid character. So how this work, you can see this, everything is mentioned here. And now we'll come to a 3D form. Like they have simplified everything. Like how this is a skull, how you can simplify. It's basically constructed of, you can see there's a another one. Yes, this one. It's an oval shape and two cylinders. Oval shape, it's an egg shape basically. You can see from back it's a little bit wider, from front it's a little bit narrower. Then you have a cylinder, an equal size cylinder for neck. So those you can see it fits into this face perfectly. This is how you block out an entire model, and this is how you understand. Okay, this shape should be like this. So how to create those things? So once you have this basic idea, this egg shape, one cylinder, then another cylinder, then you can create this entire shape very easily. Child child face, and you can see there are like few basic what do you call it, mistakes usually we do while drawing or while sculpting. We create a jawline like this, which is very wrong. We forgot about this thickness. There is a thickness between our jaw and neck. That gap we should fill. There should be, it should be there. So make sure, like, understand those things. You can see this head shape, skull shape is not round, not 100% oval. It's wider from the back, narrow from the front. Exactly, you can see head shape. It should be like this. Then we'll come to eye. Like today, I'm explaining you all this theory part. Reason being, these are things you should know. Then only we can implement those things in our actual 3D model. Then you can see this eye cavity. This the like shape of an eye cavity. It's not 100% straight. You can see this. This is not 100% straight, and this is not round even. It's little bit squarish, like squarish in shape. You have like one angle, two angle, three angle, four angle. It's like little bit squarish in shape. And you can see our eye thickness, how to place an eyeball. It should not be go beyond your this forehead, this bone. I forgot this name of this bone. Give me a second, I forgot the name. It's not mentioned here. I forgot the name of this bone. This the forehead bone. Huh. So this forehead bone, it should not go beyond this. You can say eyeball. It should align with this. It should not go beyond this. So and then we have, you can see like eye proportion, eye scale. Then you have eyebrows. The how your eyebrow flows. I have seen people, they create eyebrows like this, like straight. No, It's not like that. It should go like it goes upwards and gradually moves to down. It's a curve. So its shape, the hairline also follows the same curve. So those structure we need to understand. Then you can see there's a difference between male and female eyebrow. Male eyebrows are more straight and wide and more structured. Female eyebrows are more narrow and bit what do you call it? Like feminine is like same thing only. Like a little bit more like moved upwards, and you have this more elegant feel to it. Eye shape, you can see this is not the eye shape. Usually, like while childhood, we used to draw something eye like this, but this is not the correct eye shape, correct structure of eye. Correct structure of eye is like this. It's wider from the back and narrower in the front. So it's like a little bit different. And you can see the structure, how this entire structure works. You have an eyeball, then top of it you have a lens. So there is a slightly volume on your lens. It's not flat round. Then this surface is not flat. It's curved. And you can see this curved surface. You can see now you have this. You can see this basic volume. How this entire volume works. It's not flat. It's rounded. Then you have this. There's so many. Is it convex, concave? There's so many muscles. It's going inside then coming outside. This entire topology. You can see entire structure. How you to create this thing. Rectangular, curve it. Then you have this. There's a you can see there's a cavity. This like concave. Then you can see it's coming outside here. It's convex. So you can create something like this. So all these parts, lips also is not flat, it's rounded because there's a denture inside. That is something you need to keep in your mind. And this lower lip aligns with your top lip. This mountains or with these mountains. And this upper lip, usually upper lips are always outside as compared to your lower lip. But it again changes. In African people, lower lips are a little bit wider and bit outside. So but it again varies depending upon your ethnicity. So structure, like you can see, there's so many muscles, volume, and everything. You can see even just uh, your lips. This is outside. It goes little bit inside. Volume blends, then goes inside. This part, there's two different separate shape. You can see. If you see, this is one muscle and another muscle. Two different shapes. So you have all this information here. Like the ears, usually we tend to neglect ear, but ear also not very simple. They are very complex geometry, and they have a very complicated structure shape. So those shapes you need to understand, because you just can't make a semicircle and create a ear. There's a lot of things are going on in a ear. There are like four different parts in a ear. You can see this base part. This base part is different. Inside this section, then top part, and this another line is inside going here. Nose, again you can see nose consists of multiple parts. The side nostrils, the top part, and the upper top, this front part and this top area, like four separate parts. And nose, you can see male to male and female, there's a difference. Kids, there's a difference. Like female, male. Structure, you can see proportions. All proportions are mentioned here. Everything based on your eyes, basically. Basically, we break our entire body into heads. Then our head, we break it into a smaller part based on our eye size. So you see, like entire head, muscle, body. Then you have all this shape. So all these things I'll explain when you reach there. So today we'll start with head surface. Let's start with that. So like we had a lot of theory today. So we'll go back to 3D. So just download this, go through with this entire book. This will something will help you a lot. So I have downloaded a couple of references. So I'll just show you all those references and explain, and we'll start with the base structure. These are like few references I have downloaded. So okay, this is, you can see this particular, you can see color coded everything. So this color coding is basically line flow, because for anything humanoid, especially for characters, if that particular character going to animate, you need to understand the line flow. Line flow is very, very, very important for characters. If a line flow are not correct, it won't be accepted. It's not acceptable. So make sure line flow is accurate and correct, and to like it should if your character is not animatable, if your line flow is incorrect, your character is not animatable, so it's wrong. So basically, no matter,
Sir, we are going to do in ZBrush, right?
we're going to do it in Max also, ZBrush also, and texture also in Substance, everything. So this is
Like we create the high poly first and then we'll remesh it, right?
uh, yeah, we can do that, but what I have planned, we'll create a base. We'll do that. Like, we'll create a base model, then we'll create a high poly, then we'll retopo that entire model based on our requirement, animation requirement. So this is something we do it in ZBrush. So but you have to correct it in Max or Maya. So I have collected couple of character sheets. Like you can see, I have simplified 2D characters as well, and some tips and tricks in ZBrush. And these are like a line flow, how this entire line flow works. You can see one line goes through your nose to your lower jaw, one line goes through your upper lips to lower lips, then lips. This should be loop, continuous loop, cannot be spiral, cannot end in between. It should be continuous loop, continuous loop. Then this eyelid, continuous loop. This forehead, this thing, a continuous loop. Then your forehead to your jaw, another continuous loop. This is like basics, this has to be there no matter what. This this is how your loop poly should look. All this line flow should be there no matter what, because these line flow, if you understand this line flow, creating a character will become very easy. And this is something you can do it very, you can see, you just have to remember, if there's a loop, continuous round loop, there's a continuous round loop, one loop, another loop, another loop, and they have to disconnect two, and they're connecting in between connecting lines. That's what you have to remember. You can see like all these character sheets I have collected, so you can create any of the characters. So today we'll be starting with some base model, then gradually we'll move and add details. And this is like base head structure. How if you similar kind of thing you can see in ZBrush. Okay, there's a like right side, there's a head is there with all its angles. So that's how entire structure works. So I've collected few references like Hulk and topology. This is I guess last Airbender. I think, yeah. Some other references. Topology, characters, detail, design, how to create things, all those things. And detail level, quality, detail level. This is, you can see like at least something like this or even better than this. Like less than this is not good enough, because end of it, this is something is very easy to achieve with Substance. So and kind of detail in high poly, this is the kind of detail we're looking for. This is the kind of detail industry is looking for. And this is not very difficult. It just, you need patience and a keen eye to understand, observe, and recreate it. ZBrush is just a tool, and I can tell you everything, show you everything, until unless you practice, you cannot achieve it. It's all about practice. I'll explain everything. I'll show you all the tips and tricks and everything, but you have to practice it. You can see how to create all these design patterns, and you can see they have used alphas, and which is very easy to do it. Muscle flow, some references, heads thing, some references, some more references. Like I have, this is like a base body reference. Lilith, you can see references. You can see this is a high poly. I'll show you a high poly. This is the game model, right? You can see this entire thing, everything textured, high poly, all details you can see here. I'll show you. This is the high poly. You can see all the skin detail, your scar, everything is sculpted in your high poly. You can see everything is sculpted in your high poly. This is how industry works. You have to sculpt all the detail in high poly, then bake that and then texture. Because if you have all the information in your high poly in texture, then texturing becomes so easy. You just have to define the colors, because everything is, all information is already there. You just have to add you can see this scar, all these wrinkles and everything is already there. If I see this close up, I just have to add those scar. There's a this color. There's a all these colors. I just have to add. That's it. It will substance will generate cavity, AO, everything by automatically. See, with hair, without hair. You see, it's a ZBrush model, and you can see like even cloth, that those fabric, those like beard, those spikes, everything sculpted. And this is like we can do it very easily. It's not very difficult. Proportions, yeah, yes, I have done with all the reference. Yeah, we're done with all the references. Yeah. So today we'll start. Let's start with one head. Or like you want me to do it in directly in ZBrush, or we can, if you want, I can do the base model, base structure in Max. Then we can go to a ZBrush. Anything. Say something.
So from low
From
poly we can construct it, so based
low
from base structure.
from base structure. Like no, like base structure, I can do it in ZBrush, or I can do it in Max also. So
Sir, can you
Directly in
show us
ZBrush.
in Maya
uh,
so we
I
can learn
I
new software as well?
I can do it in Maya, so I don't have any problem. But thing is, Maya is altogether a new software, so interface is a bit different. If you want, I can explain that. I can explain slowly, so you can we can do that. I'm okay. Because usually in industry, most of the time for characters they use Maya. They don't use Max. Most of the industry, but so again depends. But you can do it in the same thing in Max as well. That totally works. So I can do it in Mac by Maya. It's totally fine. I have Maya also Mac, and by the time I'll just take the attendance quickly. I'll take attendance quickly. Okay. 92. Darshan to no. Yash is not here, right? Yash was there.
Present, sir.
Oh, okay. Akshay is here. Anirudh, yes, present. Anshuman is here. Ashwin is here. Nitin, where is 390?
Is there, sir?
Okay. Dilip, I guess here I saw. Dilip is also here. Gruhit is also here. Radhaji Rakesh.
Present, sir.
Okay. Nitin Kishore, I saw him. Oh, present, yes. Shiva.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Puneet? Puneet is not here. Puneet is not here. Yes. Rajveer?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Let's see. Tulmansam?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sonam? Not here. Srihari? Not here. Srijan Roy? Not here. Tushar is here. Tushar was again. He is here. There are like two
Sir,
ways.
is there a way to create the low poly topology manually in ZBrush?
No, in ZBrush, I'll tell you the plan. Plan is like I'll create a base model first, either in ZBrush directly or in Max or Maya. Then I'll take it to ZBrush, then sculpt all the details on it, create all everything. Then I'll use Z remesher. There is a technique you can remesh the model and get the basic topology, almost like 70% correct. Then I'll bring that low poly version into Max or Maya and correct, because usually if you retopo it in ZBrush, eyes, nose, and lips area usually mess up. So rest everything works perfectly most of the time. So those things I have to manually do it. That is something, no matter what, you have to do it manually. So we'll do it. That those area will fix it in Max or Maya, and rest everything will sculpt in ZBrush, retopo it, and create everything in ZBrush. But basically, we have to depend on ZBrush.
Sir, have you shot Saturday's recording?
What? Saturday. What happened to Saturday? Nobody joined.
There were no
So,
classes.
is there any links
Is
and the
this?
class
Oh,
timings?
okay. There's a confusion. Okay, that's class. This class thing is you have this right. This link. Whenever we're going to
Yes,
have a
sir.
class, the same link will work. You just have to use the
Okay.
same link for every time. Whenever you suppose we reschedule the class, then also you have to use the same link. If you have extra class on Saturday or Sunday or some other day, you can use the same link all the time. It's valid for all the time, right? So if there's any
Okay.
confusion, I thought like you guys, because you are already having so many classes, so I thought you guys already know that. So that's why they didn't mail anyone. So I thought nobody joined. Maybe you want to enjoy your Saturday. So no, I waited around 20 minutes or something. Nobody joined. Okay, so uh, where is my this tool is not working? Huh. Okay, let's start this base model. So I'll be creating a base model, not the final model. So I'll be creating a base model, something like basic mail structure like this, or this, or something like this. Just the base structure. Rest everything I'll do it in ZBrush. I just need the basic volume. This is something I can do it in ZBrush directly. That also works, or I can do it in Max or Maya. So like as Darshan suggested, Maya, you can learn a new software. So I'll use.
Sir,
Yes.
can you use Max? I don't have Maya. Then I need to download. I'm using my mobile data only.
Okay. Okay, I can use Max Maya both. I don't have any problem with that. So it will basically function is same. Function is same. Or should I start with ZBrush directly? That
See,
it will be helpful for everybody. Everybody have
yeah,
ZBrush.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah,
Zebra.
yes.
Okay.
Sir, how industries work?
How what?
Like in industry, how it works? The pipeline, the workflow.
I could not understand.
Sir, in industry, how they will use that
It
pipeline?
it depends. In industry, like suppose you join any studio, any company. Most of the company, they have some predefined base models ready, right? Most of the company, they have their own base models. So they will give that base model and ask you to sculpt on that. So that's how you, until and unless you have it all together, like some new kind of character, and where you have to create the entire model from scratch, that time you create that. So sometimes you follow, like suppose you are finding it a bit difficult to create those base model. It's difficult to create the base model if finding it a bit difficult, tricky, or suppose you have some hard surface structure which you are finding a bit difficult to create in ZBrush. That time only they use this thing, Max or Maya, or else they create everything in ZBrush directly. Or suppose you have base model in like you have basic structure. Like suppose you are not that comfortable how to create all the proportion structure. So that time they just simply, that's what I was showing. They just block out basic volume, they block out structure. That's what we saw in that book. Just block out the volume, export that model as obj, import it in ZBrush, and then start sculpting top of it. That's how it works. Or you can just simply directly do it in ZBrush. Doing it ZBrush is very easy, it's not very difficult, you can do it.
Sir,
Huh?
which is our reference?
What is this? Sir, what is the reference model? Okay, what model? You mean what model we're going to create?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So, as of now, we're going to start with a base model, basic humanoid structure, male structure. So, we're going to create a male structure. So, structure can be any for that. So, what I planned, most probably, we might create a Hulk. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm not yet finalized. Initially, we'll just block out the entire body. Then we can, like, once you're done with the basic volume, then we can move to detailing. Like once you free, like once your basic structure is ready, like suppose my basic model, suppose this is something something like this my basic structure is ready. I can beef up this model, right? I can add extra muscles and make it bulky, right? So I'm going to create a base model first, then we'll plan like maybe this one, or maybe we can create Kratos from Gears of War. Like Kratos we can create, or we can like something, if you want we can create something like fantasy. It's like half human, half human. Not you can see it's not completely human. You can create something like that. But this is something you have to understand. Even if it's not human, basic proportion structure will be there. So you might have seen lots of people, they create all cartoon, all those monstrous character, and that those looks really funny. Reason being, those as structural wise it's not correct, it's all wrong. So those structure you need to understand, no matter what, if it's a humanoid character, those basic structural form will be there. So okay, let's start with basic. Yeah.
Hello.
Tell me.
Sir, can you start with that Wild West character?
Wild West character. This one?
Yes, sir.
No,
No, sir.
which one? This one?
Yes, sir.
So anyways, we're going to create a basic model. Because characters will take a lot of time. Detailing will take a lot of time. So right now I'm going to create a base model, base male model. Then we'll just modify that into like maybe this, or maybe Kratos, or maybe Hulk, something else. That will in a week we'll get to know what we are doing. Based on that, we'll do it. So most probably we'll be doing Hulk, I guess, because like if you understand the basic muscle flow, doesn't make any difference. You can do it because these are, you can see, these are only splines with all this jewelry. This is a cloth piece of plane. This is again a plane wrapped around your legs. Those things, that is not very difficult. Creating the basic proportion volumes surface is important. That if that's correct, everything everything fall into place very easily. We'll do it very easily. Okay, let's start with our ZBrush. Okay, light box. I'll just switch off my side panel. So okay, I'll just show you like few things in ZBrush first. Like when you open ZBrush, by default this light box is on. So you have this, you can see all these spheres. These are basically Dynamesh spheres. You don't have to take a Z sphere from here, then convert it to Dynamesh. You just simply double click and use the Dynamesh directly from here. You can do that. So or before that, what I personally prefer is, you can see the screen is really small. Personally, what I prefer, I just simply double it, then go to Lightbox and take any of the dynamics. You can choose any of the dynamics. That's totally up to you. Doesn't make any difference. It only difference between these meshes are like a poly count. Only the poly count. So double click any of the model. No, I don't want to save anything. So it's
Sir,
yes.
sir, how to get the thumbnail if it is not enabled?
This thumbnail is a part of ZBrush 2020. If you're using 2020, it's default. If you're using any previous version, it's not there.
Okay, sir.
So I'm using ZBrush 2020. That's why it's there by default.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is your base. You can see I got this base. This is, if you shift F, you can see this is a dynamic model. Front side, make sure use front. Shift F, remove your this thing. All this topology visibility. So I'm increase the brush size, and suppose you can see these are my basic brushes I usually use most of the time. So I have just customized my UI, and like I just kept them here so that I can just use the quickly click and use it instead of press B, D, S and all those buttons multiple times. I can simply click and use it quickly. So this is something you can find under, like you can see preference configure. You have this you can see enable customization. Okay, I'll just show this thing so that you can also customize this thing. Enable customization, click on this window become like this. Double click, open this side window, this left side window, and whatever you want, like whatever you want to keep it here, what you have to do is just move this. Suppose I want light. Suppose I want light. So what I'll do, I'll click on this, bring it here, then I'll click this light here or something. I'll create something like this. I can increase the intensity, or oh, like this is too much. So then I click this, then I press Control Alt, drag and place it. It's here. Or Control Alt, move it here. So it becomes my shortcut basically. Then I can just simply switch off these two, double click, and then go back to preferences. I'll remove customize enable and store. Store means I'm saving my UI. Save. So it becomes saved. Whenever I reopen my ZBrush, it will be there. So if I take any other, like suppose I just take let's preference, initialize brush, everything resets. You can see everything resets. This also, this color has changed. This is only lighting. So I can just double click this. I can just directly click on this and change my lighting. So I got a shortcut for my lighting. Similarly, I just drag drop all my brushes here and I can use them directly. So it makes it a bit handy. So I don't want this floor, remove this floor, or if you want, you can keep it. That's totally fine. Okay, let's start with our head. Make sure.
Can you show?
Can you?
So, so can you show me the how to like place the reference image inside the ZBrush, not with the options see through or
Okay, not with the option see through. For that, you can use Spotlight. Mm, mm. There's a reference plane. One second. We can use this quickly here. Okay, like suppose I want to use any reference, I have to import that image first. Let's go to organic reference. Let's start with, suppose I want to use this. Open it, click on this image, then image plane. option. There's the option. Front, correct. This is different. There's an option where you can just let's see. No, not this one. I somewhere there I forgot that. Okay, I'll check that. Tomorrow I'll explain that. I forgot that somewhere.
Okay,
Like
sir.
you have to import it and then you have to do it. Okay, like something like this might happen to a ZBrush, like if this freezes and this something like this will happen. So what you can do, press Control N, it will remove that freezed part and then you can work on your actual model. Okay, and whenever you start working, make sure the orientation of your model from where you started. This is your front, side, left, right. Make sure of that thing. Then first thing I'll use move tool just to define my surface, or there's one more brush is there, clip, clip rectangle, clip, and most of this brush, you have slice brush and all, those things doesn't work in symmetry, but clip brush works in symmetry. Control shift together, clip it. Why is it behaving like this? Oh, let it be. I'll use move brush. I don't know, like this clipping, usually you drag it, it will clip from both the side and create this shape very easily. It's working strangely. Okay. So first thing first, our head is not 100% round. That's what we read in that book. So I'll just open that book quickly. I'll just keep it aside as my reference. There is my head. Just give me a second. Where is the head? Yeah, I've got the head. Okay. So this is my I took this sphere, so I can just follow the same structure process of two cylinders and one oval egg shape, or I can simply pull it down, little bit elongated. This is my chin, this is my head, back side, pull it slightly outside, from top view, slightly broad, and front slightly narrow, make it a little bit more rounded besides the brush, more rounded. Front side is too narrow, widen it up slightly. Sides, push it inside slightly. You can say it's basically one sphere. I just pulled, pushed, and created those shapes. So basic structure, I'll just define. And for when you're blocking out, make sure perspective is off, because blocking out time, you're not supposed to use perspective. Once you blocked out your model, then you use perspective. Okay, I don't want this floor. Then this is first thing, basic structure, and I'm using only and only move tool, nothing else. Then you have uh, this nose area and eye cavity. So now what I'll do, I'll go to clay builder. I'll create those eye cavity. Alt. Oh, this is my mistake. First, I have to define those line proportion lines. BDS damn standard. So half somewhere in the center. You can see this. My ear will start somewhere here, end somewhere here. So my eyes should be somewhere here, and my nose should end somewhere here. That's what I guess you learned in drawing as well, like starting and end of your ear, and these two, your eyes and your this what do you call it, ending of nose. Then you have this half, you have here lips, this chin, and then that's just this thing, a forehead. So BCB. So this is my area where my eye will be there. This is the center line for eye. So you have to identify one sphere, two and three, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 eyes across. It should be 5 eyes. So based on that, we'll create a cavity first. And this cavity is not 100% square. It will be a little bit elongated. Move tool. It goes back slightly wide here, down. Cavity. Then you can see this is like all cavity done. Then I'm just smoothing it out slightly. Then you have BCB, clay buildup. Then you have here, you have a cavity basically, like naturally you have a cavity.
So I have a doubt.
uh,
So for eye cavity for the skull, it will be like little diagonal, right? So
Little diagonal as in.
like what when we are learning that fine arts human anatomy, they
uh,
sir told us that for a skull, the eye cavity will be like little bit diagonal. It will be not straight.
it's not going to be straight. I just created this hole. So from side it will be like slightly move. I'll move it up, like while like sculpting all these muscles, I'll add those volume. This is just for landmark, to understand where my eye starts, where my nose ends, where my lips start. Just for those things. Nose. It's like basically a triangle. Start with a triangle. Then this when you have this bridge between these two eyes. It's little bit inside. There's a depth. There's a dent. So move tool. Push it slightly inside. Based on that, nose, flatten it. You see. Then this eyes. Right now it's straight. Move it slightly inside. And this line will be almost straight. This gap is very important. PCB, nose, the side nostrils. Then you have this forehead, temporal, it's upper temporal, this muscle. There's a bone. Then top of that you have a muscle. Add that muscle just to define your forehead. It connects with your nose basically. And there's a muscle from your nose cavity to your cheek. Make sure connect that. Initially, when you start blocking out, it will look like an alien, and gradually, when you add all those details, it start getting all those details. You can see I'm just marking all the muscles. The cheekbone, it goes inside. Then you have lips, reverse. I have to move it slightly out. Tam standard. Chin. So BCB. There's a muscle connecting, holding your lips. Then you can see it should be in the center. So you can just simply rotate, create this. This is for your neck. Reverse W, move it down. Dynamic again. Inside. This is skeleton shape. You can see it's too close to your nose. Move it slightly back. Widen it up slightly. Forehead is too small. This neck I'll fix. Size. This is your Adam's apple. Then you have this two connecting muscles from your neck to skull. Then you have this collarbone, shoulder, this cavity. I have move brush and move the chin slightly down. And so, it's a male, So jaw will be slightly wide. Now we'll add. First you add cavity, then add eye thickness. Add volume, because there's, you can see there's a denture, there's a cavity, so this filled with muscle, so there's slight depression. Dam standard. Create nostrils, dynamic it again, so that you can get a nice clean shape. Dynamic. BCB, play build up. Nose, like 4 parts, center and side nostrils. We'll have this section. So it looks like two like up. So DMB move tool, or click this move tool. Align it, smooth it. Let's quickly create those shapes. And save always, like 9 is a shortcut for quick save. Move tool. Add those volumes, dynamic. Resize. Slightly inside. Then what I'll do, I'll insert this thing up in the sphere. Size. So how to define like this shape size? This is my eye. So it should be like one eye, then I have one eye, two eye, like three eye, four eye, like four eye, and five. Total of five eyes. So one, two, three, half eye, half eye. This is almost correct. Push it back. That angle is way too up, so I have to balance it out. Slide it down. So once you're done with this, easiest way to do it is place it in the center. Make sure there's a one eye difference gap. One eye gap, then you have one eye, this, and then go to Z plug, subtool master, mirror. Okay, so you have this eye. Now this is a base model. TCP play builder. So I have to build this thing first. I have to cover my eye. My eye should cover this entire section. Entire eyeball. There shouldn't be any gap. First create that. Once you create that, you smooth it out this section. Then BDS from any of the part, from wherever you want, like whatever side you comfortable with. Start creating a eye. That shape, you remember, it's not wide, it's not straight. Create this gap, reduce the brush size, press Alt, and in reverse, use damp standard to crease those edges. Create the basic eye shape. Then hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Can you guys hear?
Yes, sir.
You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Eye. Then you have your eyelid. And make sure it should not like collide with your this eyeball. Then BCB. Now that in that book we followed that thing. This is inside. Then we gradually go outside. You have a cavity here. Muscle connected to your cheekbones. Start defining those shapes. Male lips a little bit thinner as compared to female lips. Then there one more thing, all these ears, either you can just create it. For this we'll be creating, but we already have, you can see this IMM brush where you already have ears. So you can just use that or insert a ear, right? You can do this. But this is not a perfect shape. You can see this is something you have to modify according to your model. You can see the moment you add ears, it started looking so different. And make sure it starts from this eye, the top part, ends here. And placement is slightly off, should be somewhere here, like almost center. Nose is a little bit elongated, that is something I have to fix. So it's connected now. I reduce the size. Male forehead little bit straightened as compared to female. Slightly wide. The skull shape. All those muscles I'll add slowly. Eyes, no matter what, it cannot go above your eyeball. An eyeball shape, no matter what, it will be round. So everything you have to play around that roundness. This is like still not perfect. I have to add a little bit volume here, a little bit dent here, and all these muscles. So basic structure, like kind of you can see, I have landmarked my nose, ears, eyes, lips. Or I just landmark. This is just block out. No details, nothing. It's not even look like proper human. It looks like kind of half human, half alien. So basic block out, landmark all those parts: nose, ears, eyes, lips, head, neck, shoulder. Then we'll move forward. So try this thing out. So later tomorrow we'll get back again and we'll take this thing to modify this thing and then block out the entire body as quickly as possible. Then we'll start adding details. And I'll do it slowly so that you can try to practice every day. Otherwise, it will become very difficult to catch up because organic is not very easy. It's like only thing is you need practice. That's the only thing. It demands a lot of practice. So please practice every day, and like every day, like what I did with sphere, please do the same thing with the sphere and create it. And tomorrow we'll see and we'll just like you can see, like at least like this is not perfect. You can see the structure is not perfect. This neck, this thickness is missing, this chest is missing. So I add all those things slowly one by one, but at least I have it looks like a humanoid character. I have landmarked my ears, nose, lips and everything. So then gradually I'll add, and the surface is still like you can see lots. It's flat. I'll add this chin, then this jawbone, all those things I'll fix. So I'll add all those details slowly. So try this thing out. Then we'll add. Tomorrow we'll take to another level. Yeah. Just save it quickly.
Sir,
Um,
sir, how to enable the pen pressure in ZBrush, sir, for the tablet?
it's by default enabled.
Sir, for me it's not working, sir.
If it's not working, check your pen tablet's properties. Like
Okay,
if you open ZBrush, is it saying your pen pressure is not working or not deactivated something?
no, sir. Like whenever I start sculpting, it is not reflecting on the model.
Okay. Usually, like if it's no, ZBrush is not reading you this thing pen pressure, so that time what like usually it shows an error. Just try check your tablet's properties. If your is your pen pressure working properly? If it's working, it should work. If it's not working, reinstall a driver. It should work.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.